Paris didn't welcome Meghan Markle. It froze her out. When Meghan landed in Paris, this wasn't tourism, it was strategy. A comeback dressed as couture. Her team framed it as a private fashion visit, but inside Dior's marble headquarters, the tone was already set. Quiet. Controlled. Final. Weeks earlier, her name had been flagged. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a discreet internal note circulated among senior staff. No unscheduled appearances. No fittings, no meetings. All communication routed through legal. No exceptions. Still, Meghan arrived. Confident. Polished. Certain. She told security she had an appointment. A couture session. A conversation already agreed upon. But when staff checked the list, her name wasn't there. No booking. No reservation. No collaboration. What should have been a triumphant re-entry into the world of high fashion turned into something far colder. A polite refusal delivered with Parisian precision. No raised voices. No cameras. Just a calm confirmation and a soft goodbye. Have a pleasant day. Inside the building, the message was already clear. Dior had not forgotten her. Dior had decided. Within hours, whispers slipped through Paris's fashion corridors like smoke. Dior turned her away. Not publicly, not yet, but in fashion, silence travels faster than headlines. Those inside described the moment as glacial. Courteous, controlled, and unmistakable. For Meghan, this wasn't a scheduling error. It was rejection from the very house she'd been chasing for months. And that's the part few people knew. Behind the scenes, her team had been pitching Dior relentlessly. Ambassador roles, campaign concepts, even a bold rebranding vision positioning Meghan as a modern Diana, legacy, rebellion, elegance reborn, glossy decks, big language, bigger ambition. But inside Dior, the reaction was icy. One executive reportedly cut straight through the fantasy. We dress legends. We don't manufacture them, out of controversy. After that, her name vanished from internal contact lists. What happened that morning in Paris wasn't a misunderstanding. It was the final act of a decision already made. And then came the receipts. Leaked communications revealed her outreach to Dior had been ongoing for months. The final proposal crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed, explicitly comparing herself to Princess Diana, reframing tragedy as branding. That was it. Dior's board didn't want headlines. They wanted distance. Behind closed doors, a vote was taken. Quiet. Unanimous. Meghan Markle was blacklisted from all future collaborations. No announcement. No explanation. Just removal. Days later, Dior issued a single off-record line to editors across Europe. There is no current or planned partnership with the Duchess of Sussex. One sentence. No follow-up. In couture, that isn't neutrality. That's exile. And Paris was only getting started. Dior's silence didn't just end a conversation. It triggered a chain reaction. Inside LVMH, the luxury empire that controls Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, and more, Meghan's name began circulating in a way no brand ever wants. Not as a muse, not as a client, but as a risk assessment. These houses don't blacklist loudly. They compare notes. Executives talk. Creative directors ask questions. Legal teams review exposure. And slowly, quietly, a name shifts from potential to problem. Within days of the Dior rejection, insiders confirmed something far more damaging than a single no. Meghan's profile was added to an internal restricted association list, the kind reserved for figures deemed too volatile, too politicized, or too unpredictable to dress, host, or endorse. Not because she lacked fame, because fame wasn't enough anymore. Givenchy, once her go-to during royal years, was the first to retreat. Requests stalled. Emails went unanswered. Stylists who previously pulled couture samples for her began receiving soft warnings. Nothing written, nothing official, just a look and a phrase. Better not. Chanel declined future pitches outright. Fendi passed without comment. Louis Vuitton never returned the call. This wasn't coordinated cruelty. It was brand self-preservation. Then things got messy. Almost immediately after the Dior rejection, social media lit up with sudden, suspicious enthusiasm. Influencers posting identical praise. Same phrasing, same hashtags, same oddly specific references to Meghan's Dior era, an era that, in reality, didn't exist. Inside Dior, alarms went off. Their internal team traced the posts back to agencies tied directly to Meghan's PR network. To the House, it looked like an attempt to manufacture affiliation after rejection, to blur reality through repetition. In couture, that's unforgivable. Within hours, Dior moved decisively. Editors across Europe received a quiet clarification. No partnership, no talks, no future plans. No drama, no debate, just distance. And here's the thing Paris understands better than anywhere else. Silence is not kindness. It's punishment. Calls stopped being returned. Invitations dried up. Rooms went cold. But Meghan didn't retreat. Instead, she escalated. Days later, she made a surprise appearance at Balenciaga's Paris Fashion Week show, a calculated move meant to signal relevance, resilience, and reinsertion into fashion's inner circle. Cameras clicked, flashes popped. For a brief moment, the photos told a convincing story. But inside the room, the truth felt different. Stylists later described the atmosphere as instantly tense. Editors avoided eye contact. Designers remained politely distant. The applause when she entered was courteous, not warm, not spontaneous. No one approached her. No greetings. No congratulations. No whispered plans. Backstage, the conversation wasn't about her look. It wasn't about style or influence. It was about how uncomfortable the room felt once she arrived. Paris forgives arrogance. It forgives scandal. What it doesn't forgive is disruption of energy. And that night, the air shifted. By the end of the show, it became clear. Balenciaga hadn't dressed her. The outfit was borrowed through intermediaries, not gifted. No custom fitting. No house support. Even the shoes, plain black pumps, were the only confirmed Balenciaga piece. To fashion insiders, that detail said everything. She wasn't a guest of honor. She was a guest of circumstance. And Paris noticed. Editors who once flattered her stopped hovering. Photographers stopped angling for her light. Stylists quietly withdrew availability. No insults. No headlines. Just absence. Because in Paris, they don't chase you out. They simply stop looking up when you enter. And that silence? It was louder than any rejection letter. By the time Paris stopped looking up, the comparison whispers had already begun. Quiet at first, then sharper, dangerous. The kind of parallels people in that city never joke about. Diana, not the icon, not the legend, the knight. Editors started noticing the language coming from Meghan's circle, heavy on tragedy, destiny, persecution. Interviews hinting at being hunted. Paparazzi framed as threats. Every movement described as survival, not choice. Paris stiffened. Because here's the unspoken rule in that city. You do not weaponize Diana's death. Ever. And yet, the narrative leaned closer. Too close. One senior editor reportedly shut down a pitch mid-sentence when Meghan's team referenced history repeating itself. The room went silent. The answer was instant. Absolutely not. That was the moment doors didn't just close, they locked. From that point on, fashion houses weren't just uninterested. They were actively distancing. No invites. No fittings. No front row seats accidentally left open. Even charity galas began reshuffling guest lists to avoid overlap. Not out of fear. Out of respect. For Diana. For Paris. For a line that should never be crossed. And here's the brutal truth no PR firm can spin. Paris doesn't exile you for scandal. It exiles you for misjudgment. By the end of that season, the verdict was sealed. Meghan wasn't seen as tragic. She wasn't seen as rebellious. She wasn't even seen as controversial. She was seen as misaligned. Too loud for couture. Too calculated for elegance. Too modern in the wrong way, chasing visibility instead of mystique. Fashion doesn't reward neediness. It rewards restraint. And restraint was gone. The final blow came quietly, like all real endings do. A private dinner. Industry only. Designers, editors, power brokers. Her name came up once, briefly, and the response was a collective shrug. One sentence ended it all. She doesn't understand us. That was it. No blacklist announcement. No public fallout. No villain edit. Just the slow, elegant withdrawal of relevance. Because Paris doesn't slam doors. It lets you keep talking until you realize no one is listening anymore. And that, baby, is the kind of ending money can't fix.